Hi everybody, this is Rick with Musicians Edition, and we are working on page 12 and 13 today in the tenor saxophone book. Much of page 12 is designed to be played for students that are learning to play with other instruments in a full band setting, or at least with a group of other instruments. And so these selections are written in that manner. So if you do, we will start at the bottom of page 12 with number 43. If you do decide to work on Jingle Bells and the school song, for Jingle Bells, you will see that if you do play it, you will find that quite a bit of that is not the melody of Jingle Bells that you know. It is the notes that are used are written to harmonize or support other instruments that might be playing the melody. So we will start with number 43, and what I'd like to do first is have us say the note names out loud. So I don't want you to write them in. I've talked to you about that before. I don't think that's a good idea, but learning the note names is important. So we will start by saying those note names out loud. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. C, E, D, F, E, G, F, D, F, E, G, F, A, G, A, F, G, E, F, D, E, F, D, E, C, D, B, C. And I encourage you to practice that until you can do it at that speed. All right, oops. Let's go ahead and play number 43. 1, 2, ready, play. Just a reminder, try to go from one breath mark to the next in one breath as best you can. If you play that song more slowly, you may have to take more breaths, but try to work up to the speed that we just played it at, or even faster if you want to. And then with practice, you should be able to get from one breath mark to the next. All right, we are on page 13 next, and we have a new type of note at the top of the page called an eighth note. So first of all, eighth notes are written often in groups of 2. So this would be 2 eighth notes, and they are often written in groups of 2 and joined by a bar at the bottom or at the top. Single eighth notes can also be written like this. All right. And eighth notes get 1/2 of a count when the time signature is 4/4 or 2/4 or 3/4. So eighth notes go faster than quarter notes or half notes or whole notes. And with each one getting 1/2 of a beat, it takes 2 of them to equal 1 beat. So there are 2 eighth notes that take up the space of 1 count or 1 quarter note. All right, so they go twice as fast. Let's talk for a minute about the stems of the notes that go down or up. And just to clarify this, the reason that some notes have stems that go up and some that have stems that go down is just to save space and make things a little more compact when writers are writing music. Most of, I should say, the notes that we've learned so far toward the top of the staff. And so in the tenor saxophone book so far, most of the stems are going down. The rule is a note on the middle of the staff and the middle line, the stem can go either direction. If a note is above the middle line, the stems generally go down. And if a note is below that middle line, the stems generally go up. Again, just to keep things more compact and to save space. Otherwise, the direction of the stem up or down makes no difference. Anyway, back to eighth notes. When we count eighth notes, we count the note that's on the beat with a number, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And the second eighth note, we use the word and to count it. Okay? So when you are counting eighth notes, let's take a look at number 45. You can see that if we were writing in the counting, which we will in a minute, this first quarter note gets beat 1, the second quarter note gets beat 2. This note occurs right on beat 3, so we would call that 3. The second eighth note we would call and then the last quarter note is beat 4. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so we'll get to that in a minute. Before we do that, let's play this warm-up. And for the warm-up, we have fermatas or holds on all of the whole notes in this exercise. So for that reason, I'm not going to use the metronome. Remember, a fermata or a hold should be held longer than the note would be if it didn't have the hold, but how long is up to you or me or whoever's playing, or if you're in a group, you're going to watch the conductor and he'll give a signal to stop playing. Anyway, here we go with the warm-up. Starts on a G. 1, 2, ready, play. You can see I was giving a little gesture with my instrument, and that was my signal for you to stop playing and then start again. And that's often done with an instrument to sort of do some directing or give some indicators. All right, now we're on number 45, and what I'd like to do together is write in the counting for number 45. All right, so we still have 4 beats in a measure. The first note is beat 1, second note is beat 2. The first eighth note is beat 3. And then for an and, we use a plus sign. And then beat 4 is the last quarter note. All right. Second measure, same rhythm. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Third measure, same rhythm. Fourth measure, same rhythm. One thing that is very important to do when you are writing and counting, make sure that you write the numbers directly underneath the notes, the numbers or the ands. Sometimes students will just write the counting and it's not lined up with the notes, and even though the counting may be correct, it's not lined up. The idea of counting, writing and counting, is to help you learn the rhythm. And so that for that reason, make sure you line up everything so it makes sense and shows where the beats are. All right, next we are going to count that rhythm out loud together. And I'm going to slow our metronome down a little bit more. This is going to be at 63. All right, Here we go. Sing the counting. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 And then playing that rhythm should sound just like we counted it. A reminder about tonguing, that's especially important when we're playing eighth notes. Make sure you are using your tongue to say ta as you attack or begin each note. All right, here we go. Our note is E. 1, 2, ready, play. All right, if you look at number 46, called Jim Along Josie, you should notice that the rhythm in the first three measures is the same as the exercise we just played. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that does not change. The fourth measure just has 3 notes, so that's a little bit different rhythm. All right. So here is number 46. 1, 2, 3, play. All right, let's look at number 47. And I'd like you to write in the counting on this one with me. So you will notice that the eighth notes in the first measure are in a different place than they were on the previous measures. So we have beat 1 on the first quarter note, beat 2 on the second quarter note, beat 3 on the third quarter note, and beat 4 starts with the first eighth note, and then the second eighth note is going to be and. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Second measure is the same. Third measure is the same. And the fourth measure is the same. Okay. Next, let's say the counting out loud. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. 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 And we will take the repeat when we play it. All right. Here we go with number 47. 1, 2, ready, play. Okay, and then take a look at number 48, Go Tell Bill. Compare the rhythm of the first measure with the rhythm that we just wrote in and played on number 47, and you should see that it is the same. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and every measure with eighth notes in this 2-line exercise uses that rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. All right? This one might take a little practice, so make sure you give yourself a chance to practice this slowly and then work up to this. Here we go, 48, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is often called the Lone Ranger. More recognizable when it's played more quickly. With a little bit different rhythm. So same song. You are certainly welcome to practice that and see if you can get that going at a faster tempo. All right, we have one more exercise on page 13, and that is number 49. And so let's look at the rhythm. This one has several measures with eighth notes, and they do move around. So in measure number 1, the eighth notes are on beat 4. In the third measure, the eighth notes are on beat 3. And then in the fifth measure, on 4. And the seventh measure, they're on beat 3. Okay. This one, like the one above, might take a little practice at a slower speed until you are able to play it at a faster speed. This one does move around a little bit. But here we go. Number 49. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, everybody, good luck and happy tenor saxophone playing. I'll see you next time.